Hello guys, welcome back to Love's Kitchen's YouTube channel, and today we're going to be making seared salmon with a lemon dill sauce, sauteed asparagus, and herb mashed potatoes. Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome back. And today, as I said in the intro, we're going to be making sauteed asparagus, seared salmon, skin on, herbed potatoes with a lemon dill sauce. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share this video. It really helps the channel and helps us to grow the channel. So, as I said today, we're going to be making a dish that Tahir and I have both made before. It's really, really good. It's a very, very easy weeknight meal. It's a great dish. So, with that being said,
okay, pause. At this point, I cut early, guys, because I realized I forgot to introduce the steps needed in order to cook the salmon. So, editing mistake on my part, rookie mistake. Please forgive me. Okay, here we go. We're going to get into the salmon right now. Okay, so I typically start off my salmon by trimming it up a little bit. These cuts we actually got from the grocery store, so I'm going to trim these down just a little bit, as you saw in the previous clip. I'm also going to score the skin. That's a very important key. You score the skin, that keeps your salmon skin nice and crispy, and it stops it from curling up. When I'm seasoning my salmon, the only two things you need is salt and white pepper. You don't need to put a whole bunch of seasonings on it, because with salmon, the flavor of the salmon is what's going to be the star of the show. If you start to put, for this particular dish, if you start to put Cajun seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder on your salmon, you'll see that it's gonna get a bunch of black spots on it. So for this one, just season it with salt and white pepper and let the salmon be the star of the show. Now, what I'm doing is I have my salmon in, skin side down, of course. And as you can see, I'm basting my salmon with a little bit of butter and olive oil, as you've seen with the recipe, with the ingredients. And if you continue to baste it, you'll see as I flip it here, nice crispy skin salmon. Okay, you see how crispy that skin is? I use a little bit of thyme and rosemary because those are the themes of this particular dish. So I want to get the essence of that thyme and rosemary right on that salmon. Once I flip it, I'm going to put my herbs right on top, and then I'm going to go back and continue to baste.
Okay guys, let's jump to the next preparation for the herb mashed potatoes. We have 1 teaspoon of thyme, 1 teaspoon of rosemary, 3 potatoes, 3 tablespoons of butter, 2 garlic cloves, a half cup of cream, and salt and pepper to taste. Let's jump to the next step. Okay, as you can see, we got the potatoes going. It took me about 20 minutes for the whole preparation for everything. You want to make sure that your potatoes are nice and tender before you drain them. Now we're going to head over to the next step. I used a smasher, of course, to smash up the potatoes. And while the potatoes were boiling, I warmed up some cream. You want to make sure that your cream or milk or whatever you would like to use, lactate milk, you want to make sure it's warm to keep the potatoes warm. You want to keep that temperature nice and hot. I also roasted the garlic. It's when you roast the garlic, it really brings out that flavor, nice roasty taste. So I roasted the 2 cloves of garlic. And so you add your butter, you add your herbs and your cream, and you want to add as much as you like to your desire. And you're going to mix it up. Some people like their mashed potatoes chunky, some like them nice and smooth. I like mine's in between. And then you're going to add your salt and pepper to taste, and you just mix it up. And lastly, you want to add your garlic. Just a little bit. I don't like too much garlic. I don't like garlicky breath.
Okay, guys, now it's time to make our lemon dill cream sauce. I'm gonna use about 2 teaspoons of dill, a half a cup of white wine, half a cup of chicken stock, 2 roasted garlic cloves, the juice of a half a lemon, a 1/4 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, you just want that for taste, 2 tablespoons of butter, a pinch of salt, a pinch of white pepper, a half a cup of heavy cream. Okay, so when making the sauce, I want to use the same pan that I cooked my salmon in. And what we want to do is we want to scrape up all those little bits and take out all of the oil except for 1 tablespoon. I add my butter right to that, and then I'm gonna add, as you see, my white wine right to that. And I want to cook this on a medium-high flame so that wine starts to reduce. Okay, once that wine reduces, then I'm gonna add in my garlic, chicken stock, and I'm gonna give that a nice little swirl around just to kind of get everything incorporated. And then you're gonna add in your Dijon mustard, a nice squeeze of lemon, and your heavy cream. Okay, once you get your heavy cream in, you want to give it a nice mixture. I give it a nice mixture all the way around. Then I add in my salt, pepper, and pinch of cayenne. And then lastly, I add in my dill. Okay, let that go until it thickens, and then you're good to go. That's your sauce.
Okay, for tonight's vegetable, we're going to do some asparagus. Just making sure that the pan is nice and hot. I added a little bit of oil before adding the asparagus. This is going to be a really quick saute. We like our vegetables nice and crispy, have a nice bite to it. You don't want to overcook your vegetables because you're going to cook off the nutrients if you cook it for too long. I know that some of us like our vegetables well done, but it's important to keep some of that nutrients in there. But this literally took just about a minute or two. Just do a quick little saute with the tongs. And once you're done, you're gonna put the top over it. And of course, you can't forget your salt and pepper. You gotta put some salt and pepper in it. And that's it. Good to go. It's time to plate up.
We're gonna go right into the taste test like we did last time. We'll go right into it, and we'll let you know what our thoughts are. Let's go.
Let's go. There's so many things you can do with salmon.
I agree.
That's what I love about it.
I agree. And me personally, I think that skin on salmon is just so good, mm-hmm. Right? I love the skin. Mm-mm-mm. Is it good? Mm-hmm. 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 That sauce is really good.
The sauce goes perfect with the salmon.
Yeah.
It's so good. But like I mentioned, there's so many things you can do with salmon. You can grill it. You can bake it.
Yeah, I agree. So today we're going to do something a little different. Tahira has a few emails that were sent to us, and we're going to answer them. I don't know what they are, but Tahira wanted to ask me, and I'm going to answer as best I can. So
okay, here we go.
All right, go ahead.
So one of the questions that I have is building an emotional connection outside of your marriage or relationship just as bad as having a physical connection? So basically cheating. So is having an emotional connection with someone outside of your relationship, outside of your marriage, how do you feel about that?
I think that if you're in a relationship, then I understand we all have friends, and I definitely don't want to make it seem as if it's not okay to have friends of the opposite sex, but I think that you cross that line when you start to take it a little bit further than that, where someone, maybe on a trip and, on a work trip and the person of the opposite sex wants to spend a little bit more time together or spend intimate time together over dinner or something like that. So I definitely don't think that it's okay to have, I think that platonic relationships when you're married is just fine, but I think we all know when that becomes a little bit more, when someone wants to pursue something a little bit more. I'm about to start sweating. Am I going to start sweating on the next one?
He's sweating because he knows how I feel about that.
Well, what are your thoughts?
Well, for me, especially if you're married, I kind of feel a way about having friends of the opposite sex if it's not like a group of people, like other married couples. I think that's great. I think that's fine. I think it's important to build friendships with other married couples. But if you're in a relationship trying to build something into marriage, I still have a problem with my man having several females calling at the wrong time of night or something like that. As long as that person respects the fact that, that he's in a relationship, as long as they respect that, I'm okay with it. But spending quality time and all that,
absolutely. Absolutely.
I just don't think, I just feel like that's going to lead to something. I just feel like someone will always catch feelings. I've been in situations like that where I thought a guy friend of mine, I thought that was my homeboy, and it turns out he had feelings and I had to cut it off. So ever since that happened, I don't have male friends. My male friend is my man, my cousins, and that's pretty much it.
I agree with you. I agree. I guess I don't know if the person was asking about platonic work friends, like someone who, you may, a work buddy where you go out of, where you go to lunch with, someone you go to lunch with, you've been going to lunch with for years and there's nothing, but then that person starts to develop feelings for you. So I don't think that that's okay, but I completely agree with you. I don't think that anyone should be confiding in other people outside of your relationship.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, that person was actually asking, we kind of got off the subject just a little bit. They were actually asking, is an emotional affair just as bad as a physical?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because if you're cheating, whether you cheat in your mind or you cheat with your body. Cheating is cheating.
Yeah.
And there's no halfway to do it, right?
Yep.
So if you're cheating emotionally, in my opinion, some people may feel differently, but in my opinion, if you're cheating in your mind, then you're just one act away from actually cheating. So technically, it's still cheating.
Yes, I agree.
That
was a pretty easy
okay.
question.
So what's the next?
Okay, guys, we had to cut it short, but we do have a bonus video with more juicy topics and a surprise at the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when we post it. See you later. Peace.